Hey guys, it's Coaster Nerd Weekly, and in today's video, since it is the holidays, I'll be reviewing Flight of Fear, also known as Flight of Cheer, at Kings Island. Flight of Fear is located in the Area 72 area of Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. Now let's talk about the stats. Flight of Fear is a Premier Rides LIM Spaghetti Bowl coaster with a top height of 74 feet, a top speed of 54 miles per hour, a length of 2,705 feet, and 4 inversions. These stats may not sound crazy, but since it is an indoor coaster and a very compact one, this coaster still feels very thrilling. Now let's talk about the ride experience. Since Flight of Fear is fully enclosed, it's hard to get footage of the ride running unless you go to Coaster Stock. So to show you the coaster, I'll be using a POV and off-ride footage of Poltergeist at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, since it has an identical layout. Flight of Fear starts off with a launch right at the station. This launch is actually very forceful and enjoyable. You stay at your top speed of 45 miles per hour for a second while you traverse some straight track with some brakes on it. These are used in case of a rollback, since LIM launches cannot slow down a train when it is coming backwards. Anyways, you then go up into a Cobra Roll, which I believe is also the top height. Going up into the element, you experience some great positive G's. And while Cobra Rolls on boomerangs are usually uncomfortable, I actually really enjoyed this Cobra Roll, as it is very whippy and there are no shoulder restraints to hit your head on. You then swoop back down, giving more positive G's, and go up into a Sidewinder. This element is also very whippy and fun, and is pretty much just half of the prior Cobra Roll. You then slow down a bit and traverse some turns in an airtimeless hill. This part of the ride does feel a bit pointless as there are no forces and you kinda just meander. You stop on a mid-course brake run and slowly turn, picking up speed. You then go into an overbanked turn which feels very floaty. This leads into another turn which leads into a downward snappy direction change. You then start to turn through the building, banking back and forth as you reach the final inversion, a very snappy corkscrew. This corkscrew is very intense and catches me off guard every time. You then come to a quick stop on the brake run and move into the unloading platform, ending the ride. Overall, this layout is very fun. At some points it does feel like it's meandering, but it also has some very snappy and fast elements. One other problem with the ride is that if you sit on a wheel seat, it's not really rough, but it will shake throughout the layout. To sum it up, the pacing is a little weird and the ride is a bit shaky, but it's a very fun coaster nonetheless. Now let's talk about the theming. Flight of Fear has very good theming in the queue. When you first enter, there are some posters on the wall that reference the other coasters in the park. Then when you enter the hangar, you are greeted with a giant UFO, a cheesy pre-show, and many props placed throughout the crew. There's also a mirror placed on the back of the wall to make the room look bigger and make the UFO look full instead of a half model, which I think is really cool. You then enter the UFO, where there are 4 glass tubes placed throughout, with humans ready for transport placed inside. The story of Flight of Fear is that they are keeping a UFO in Hangar 18, along with blueprints sent by aliens. During the pre-show, the aliens contact us and invite us on a trip in the UFO across space. Another thing that adds to this is the Flight of Cheer version. During Winterfest, Flight of Fear is renamed to Flight of Cheer. They don't change the storyline, but they add Christmas decorations inside the queue and also some colored lights to the building. Overall, the theming on Flight of Fear looks incredible, and the story really adds to the experience in my opinion. Flight of Fear is a very fun, snappy, and intense coaster that can seem to slow down at times, but is still an intense experience. It features great theming and in my opinion, the best theming in the park. Overall, not only is Flight of Fear a fun coaster, but a fun experience. So for its final score, I'll be giving Flight of Fear an 8 out of 10. This coaster is great, and as long as the line isn't too long, I try to ride it every time I go to Kings Island. Thanks for watching my review of Flight of Fear. If you made it all the way to the end, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, as I plan on making more coaster reviews just like this, and your support really helps out a bunch. I'll see you guys next time on Coaster Nerd Weekly.